up, everybody? It's your boy Ricky Rick, and your boy Ricky Rick is back with a brand new video. And this time we're talking about everything Star Wars, giving you guys my thoughts, my opinions on Rise of Skywalker, thoughts on the Star Wars universe, Star Wars characters, Star Wars villains, you name it, I'm talking about it. Welcome to Movie Review Rise of Skywalker by yours truly, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Ricky Rick. All right, here we go, man. So Star Wars, a movie franchise that's been around longer than any of us. I'm talking about Star Wars, A New Hope. Episode 4, Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, that started in 1977. That's crazy. I was born in 88. This movie was already big, huge, blockbuster, numbers, universe, expand, the world, the characters. Han Solo was already made, Princess Leia, what up? Holla at your boy, just kidding. And the New Hope himself, Luke Skywalker. Then we had The Empire Strikes Back in 1980. Still, your boy Ricky Rick wasn't born. Nah, I was still sleeping, still a little sperm in my dad's something. And then we got The Return of the Jedi. Still, your boy Ricky Rick wasn't born. And they already had a trilogy in the bag. Money in the bag. Wow, that's crazy. Then we went a whole long period of time, no Star Wars films, and they decided to give us what the fans been wanting for a very long time, which was Episode 1, 2, and 3. Which I am one of those Star Wars fans who did enjoy the prequels. I know a lot of people always talk about that they didn't really enjoy the prequels. For me, I really liked. That's one thing that got me hooked about the Star Wars. Let me just put that out there. The story itself. The story of Luke Skywalker going up against this evil Sid, Darth Vader, who ends up being his father. That's crazy. That's a crazy story right there. And whether you're a fan of Star Wars or not, you might have seen it on one of your favorite shows. Star Wars is so huge that you'll see it in multiple shows everywhere. The story itself, it's one of those amazing stories, adventures, action, thrillers that has touched so many lives. And so many shows, so many people, so many storytelling, the way people do comics, you name it. Star Wars is everywhere. Finally, we got the prequels. We had Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace in 1999. Star Wars Episode 2, The Attack of the Clones. I believe it was in 2005. We got the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Which I really enjoy that movie. Just like our hero going full bad, full evil, full Sith, joining the dark side, betraying the people he called friends and family. It's crazy, you know, it's a crazy thing. Even though we knew what was going to happen, it was still very interesting, very thrilling to watch. It was exciting. I don't know, for me, it was exciting. Sometimes, you know, like us people, us as humans, we have days where we're like, we get mad, we get angry. We're not having a good day. You know, I'm talking about not being sad, but I'm talking about being explosive, having like anger. You're like, you know, when you feel angry and you're mad and you're just like, oh, I don't care. And that's how I saw the movie. I was like, I pictured myself like, damn, imagine if I was so angry, so mad with the world, and I just turned bad on everybody I knew. That's like something that, boom, will get anybody hooked. I think, like, for me, like, I get involved or I get into movies when I decide to put myself in them. Like, I'm trying to see, like, when I see a young character like myself, I'm like, okay, that could be me, the girl that I'm liking, the girl I'm feeling. That could be her. I'm trying to help her. I'm trying to rescue her, or whatever, vice versa. She's trying to rescue me, you know? Whatever type of movie it is. And that's how it gets me more hooked. That's how I get more hooked on the films. Now, Star Wars, the original trilogy, I'm talking about Episode 4, 5, and 6, had our main characters, which was Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. Han Solo was a character that you can call him the wild card of the franchise. He wasn't like family related. He's just this young stud crazy wildcat, kind of like a player, smooth guy, who's a friend of the good guys and trying to help out any way that he can, and add a little love story into it, have a little triangle as both Luke and Han feel a connection towards Princess Leia, and they're trying to figure it out as the trilogy goes on. We later find out that Princess Leia and Luke are actual brothers, separated, brother and sister, separated at birth, and there's a reason behind it. And yeah, I love the story, man. Just love the story. Like I said, the prequels of Anakin Skywalker being the chosen one, being the one to save us all from the evil Sith, and stopping that from happening, stopping from the world from ending, and then him turning to the dark side, but leaving his two seeds, Princess Leia and Luke, to maybe, like, he was the chosen one, passed it on to them, they became the chosen one, and then they had to stop the father and help the father return back and see the light. Now, I love Star Wars because if you're not in love with the story, you got to be in love with the idea of it, being in outer space, the way the world works, the good side, the bad side, planes, the sights, the views, the different planets, the different cultures, the music. If you're a person who loves music, you gotta appreciate the music in this movie. Just the sound effects, the things that are when something bad's going on, you hear that type of music. When you hear the evil person coming, you hear that type of music. When the good guys are like finally starting to like believe in themselves and they're going up against the bad guys and they're gonna win, to get you pumped. The music in the background has a lot to do with it that made this movie a franchise as big as it is. Like everything about this film, everything about this saga, about this Star Wars has become like perfection, has become how do you call it, like what I'm trying to say is like it became something for everybody to take and learn from. Like this is how you want to make, this is how you should make your films, this is how you should put your music when it comes to films, this is how you should do it. It became like, god, can't think of the word, but I guess what I'm trying to say is just like an idea that got perfected. God, I know it's in here and it's in here, but I'm not thinking of it. What I'm trying to say, but you guys know what I mean, right? Now, these new latest trilogy with Rey, Finn, and Pope, I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. The reason why I'm a little disappointed because The Force Awakens was chapter 9 in this film, right? Chapter 9? No, chapter 7. I'm sorry. Chapter 7. We had chapter 7, 8, and 9, which was The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. Now, for me, this film was directed by J.J. Abrams, who did a good job filming the film. Love what he did with it on like the aspect of how he directed the film. Now, my problem with this trilogy is that I don't like how Hollywood does, where they hire one director to film a film, and then they hire a different director to film the second film, and they go back to the original director to finish off the saga. The reason why I don't like it is because things like this happen where storytelling, the story that you're telling, the direction that you're trying to go with this saga kind of like changes. It's like me, the way I film my videos, the way I do my Ricky Talks, the way I do my Ricky at the Half, the way I do anything that involves me or anything that I put out there. There's a certain way, there's a certain style, there's a certain level that I like to put out. The things that I speak on, the things that I touch on, the way I express myself, the things that I want to put out there for you guys to stay connected, to have something to talk about, is my vision, my direction, that I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it like this. You sit up here, I'm recording right here. The lighting's gotta be perfect. The things that I'm gonna talk about in this video, I wanna like knock out, and the time that I wanna do it. So it's like I have a vision of how I'm doing my craft, And The Force Awakens, when that movie came out, I loved it. J.J. Abrams did a great job. I like how they added new characters, brought back the original characters. uh, for the most part. Um, I wish the original characters, when they came back for the trilogies, they had more scenes together. I wish they had more time together. Obviously, off screen, they know each other. They've been knowing each other a long time. But on screen, for us, the fans who've been supporting them, rooting for them, it would have been something good to see them again. We did see them again, but not together. Um, and, you know, from there, that movie came out in 2015, the Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I really enjoyed. After that, they gave us Star Wars The Last Jedi, who was directed by Ryan Johnson. For those that don't know, he's the one who directed Jurassic World. He did such an amazing job with Jurassic World. He was a big fan. He delivered, like, he made me feel Jurassic World was like our version of Jurassic Park, which I, when Jurassic Park came out, I was already born. So to me, like, wow, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, I put them on the same pedestal. I'm like, he did an amazing job. Well done. Being a fan of the first and then coming out and doing his own movie. Then he gave us Jurassic World 2. Did an amazing job. He's going to do his Jurassic World 3. See, when I like it like that, when they hire the same director and the story feels the same, you know where you're going. There's a direction you're going with the franchise. And Star Wars did not have that. I believe Star Wars The Last Jedi was the best review film of all the Star Wars, but to me, I try to pre-watch, rewind, and refresh my memory of these movies. I did see The Force Awakens before this movie came out. I tried to see The Last Jedi on Disney Plus, but they didn't have it. It wasn't available until December 26th, which Disney Plus, you're fucking up. You're fucking up because that would have boosted your ratings of Rise of Skywalker, because not a lot of us remember what happened last year. I know, believe me. I'm getting to that age where I don't remember. Well, with this movie, it didn't really hit me, and I was just like, God damn, it didn't really hit me, you know. But if you're like me, you're watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus right now, which is a great show. They have Baby Yoda in there and everything. But yeah, now let's talk about the main film and why we're all here. Because the reason why we're all here, because Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker finally came out, and you know I gotta say, out of the three films that came out, I didn't really feel a strong connection to our main characters, which is Rey, Finn, and Pope. Rey being the main actress, main character, didn't really care about her. Didn't really like, there was questions that we were wondering, and we finally got those answers on the Rise of Skywalker. But still, I didn't feel like no connection to her. Finn, I was really interested in his story when The Force Awakens came out. Him being a stormtrooper and betraying his side, joining the good side, and then he had that little scene in the trailer where he was holding a lightsaber. So that was kind of cool, kind of interesting, and I thought that that would be a different direction that they could take the film. But they didn't do that. And then Pope seemed to be like our new Han Solo, like our new wild card, a new best pilot that we had against with the Resistance to go against the Sith. Um, Now for fan base, I think they brought back the old Sith, the Emperor, back to bring more of the past Star Wars fans from previous trilogies to come back and check out this movie, see how everything wraps up. Um, but yeah, I heard that there was a lot of people that were going to come back for this film that from the original films, and the way they came back is just like by providing their voice cameo, but not really being a part of the film. So I was kind of disappointed in that. Like I said, I had no real emotion connection in this film. They had a little thing where like Finn might have like Rey, and he wanted to tell her that, and then somewhere in the middle of the movie, he finds a new character that was kind of like him, so he gets like a new love interest, so he kind of forgets to tell Rey. So it's just like, really, on the last film you're doing this? This film has so much going on that I watched it with my dad and my mom, and I looked over to my right where my dad was sitting. My dad was sleeping halfway through it, and I was like, it's one of the biggest movies right now that came out in December, which Star Wars likes to do, apparently. And my dad fell asleep. My mom, on the other hand, she said she liked it. Like I said, I really didn't like what they did with Han Solo, Princess Leia, or Luke. really disappointed. I feel like there's just so much I had to talk about, so I might have to do a separate video. Um, but yeah, I was kind of disappointed, but the movie came to an end. Um, but yeah, Ben Solo, you know, like his character arc, I like what they did with them. I like the outfit from The Force Awakens. The ending, I liked it, but it was kind of like been there, done that, seen that, I guess you can say in this case. And I just wish we had more time with Ben Solo, you know, or seen like his kind of backstory of how he became who he became, you know, kind of like Anakin Skywalker to his journey of becoming Darth Vader. Will him kind of like be like that? Like I guess we saw it, little glimpses here and there, but still, the trilogy came to an end, and the way it ended, I don't know. I just was left disappointed. I actually wrote something on Facebook about this film that I'll share with you guys before I wrap it up. And this was just my thoughts. I wanted to write something down before after watching it. So I said this. Now I wouldn't call myself the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, but I am one in a million trillion Star Wars fan slash nerd who still geeks out over a story as huge as this one. But when it comes to this latest trilogy with Rey, Finn, and Pope, I was left a little disappointed and annoyed with the direction Disney decided to handle this trilogy, especially with the way they handle our original characters like Luke, Han, and Princess Leia. Even though we closed the chapter on another trilogy in the saga, I was left half empty, half satisfied. But I know there's someone out there who likes this film and likes this trilogy. But if you're a real Star Wars fan, you already know what I'm talking about after you watch The Rise of Skywalker. No emotional connection at all with this saga except The Force Awakens. And that's my personal opinion. Everybody has their personal opinion. You have your opinion, they have their opinion, I have mine. And I like to take the positive, negative, and come up with my own and check it out for myself. And then I'm here to deliver my opinion to you guys. The Rise of Skywalker, do I recommend you checking it out? If you're a fan, I'm sure you'll appreciate it. Like I said, there's some people that will like this movie. There's others that are gonna hate on it. So which side you're on, that's after you to decide after you watch the film. As for me, I hope you guys like the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If I'm not making you laugh, if I'm not keeping you entertained, or if I'm not giving you something to think about, then your boy Ricky Rick ain't doing his job. Until next time, guys, I love you. Stay blessed, stay safe, and happy holidays. Your boy Ricky Rick, he's out. Merry Christmas, guys. Until the next video.